Well, hello there, YouTube. It's Friday, December 2nd, 2022. And today's video is going to be a success. I guarantee it. In today's video, I told you that the second that press gets here, I'm going to put this video together. And it just got here. I just unpacked it. I set everything up. So rather than waste any more time, let's just get started. So we still need to put those two balls into these two holes. And in my last update video, I showed you that using a vise and the way that I tried to do it didn't work. This is the old cover. I easily knocked these through. The old video shows you that. I knocked them out and I pressed them right back in using a C-clamp. But that's not that easy. So immediately after making that post, Tasso sent me a message, and I'm hitting the bell because it was within moments of me making that post where he texted me and told me that if he was here, this thing would have been done in 1 minute. And that's right, it sure would have. And then also within moments of posting, Peter, here you go. I thought it was almost like instantly you guys, and there's a guy also said use a hammer. That's right, just bang them in because all of you are 100% correct. So this is what everybody basically was saying. So one guy said hit it with a hammer. Yeah, you know what? If you're precise enough, that's probably all you got to do. You know, I was a little bit scared about doing that. Now, the one on the right, the freeway, is the thing that Tasso said. He says, you know, just get yourself a bolt. And I think a carriage bolt would be even better because it's kind of rounded, right? You just drill out the center with a 1/4 inch since you're setting in a 6.5 millimeter, roughly a 6.33 millimeter ball. And then on the one on the left is what Peter mentioned. And again, I have links to both of these guys' YouTube channels, and you should subscribe to both of them if you're working on Mercedes. But the one on the left there, he said, use a rivet set. You know, I didn't know what a rivet set. I was thinking of the typical rivet, right? The kind you use with with your hand, a rivet. I'm like, I didn't think that was going to be good. And then I looked it up and I go, wow, that's exactly what Tassos was saying. The exact same thing. So one's a freeway, right? So I give that one the first thumbs up because not only was the first one to me, but boy, that was the exactly. I think that's probably all you need. But you guys have to know that, yeah, I bought that. I bought a used little hand press. It might come in handy for some other things. And there at the tip is that little bolt that I was showing you over here. That's the actual picture of that bolt that I created. And it happens to fit this tool perfectly. So, all right, so let me go ahead and just kind of rearrange the camera because I want to make sure that we can just watch this thing just go right in. I think it's going to be, hopefully it should be really easy to do. Like Tasso said, if he was here, we would have done it in a second. He says, you'll be surprised how easy it will go in. And he was talking about using a vise. So I think I've got things set up, but I need to move that camera and get a close-up so we can really get a good view. So I put a little bit of oil on there and the ball's there, and you can see I've got things lined up. So I'm going to see what happens if I can do this or not. There it is. That is ball number 1. Just barely protrudes out because that thing's convex. I can put the other one in to bring it flat. All right, let's see. There it is. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring them flush with the top. So this press also came with attachments. It doesn't need to be tight. All right, so let's go ahead and finish it. Whoops. There we go. It was not hard. And now it's perfect. Better than factory. And now we'll go to this side. It's got a little bit of a dividend, so you can do that. There it is. Nice. And that is exactly the way to press fit those little balls into these M116, M117, M119. I mean, how many of them have these balls in it? So if you ever have to replace your cover, then that's exactly what you got to do. And of course, all of those methods were great. I think you could get away with that free just by having a bolt and putting it in a vise, right? That's probably the best way. That way there you can back it up like Tasso says. You put a back plate on it, front plate, make sure everything's nice and flat, and then use a vise. You could do that. And then, of course, that rivet set, which is a new name, something I discovered, didn't know about that. That's great. I think, that'll work perfectly in this tool that, this is what I purchased, really. It's the exact same one that I purchased, at least, so I put a link in the description down below, just in case you guys want to get one for your shop, because you can push bearings out just as much as you can push them in using that tool. So, well, so yeah, I told you it was going to be a success, right when I started. I said, this is going to be successful. And it only took a minute or two. Not that long. It took longer to stage it than it did to do it. So this video is probably longer than it took to do it. But if you guys notice, I started out first using the least destructive. I used a hand clamp first. Then I used a C-clamp, and then I tried the vise, but I was a little bit worried about it because it was awkward. I had plastic inserts on there protecting it. It just didn't feel right to me. And then I thought about, using something like this. I remember as a kid, I had I think we had a press just like that. So, but that's how it worked. I think using the press is perfect, very precise. You can just kind of edge it in there and just, really get everything right where you want it. So now we're ready to go ahead and take this cover and flip it over and get some sealant on there. And that's the next video, you guys. I'm telling you, that's the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this cover and we're going to put it over there on the back of that engine. That's right. So that's the next video, guys. You're going to have to wait for that one, I have to not only do it, but, I got to edit it and put it up there. So, all right, let me get started on that, get this video up there, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.